Financial freedom isn't a number. It's not about $1 million in the bank or being able to retire by 40. It's about planning to be in a position where you realize, I don't work because I have to, I work because I want to. And that's the kind of freedom I want for you. Like Kelly, who said that before doing my course, she felt like investing had its own language and it was something that she could never understand. And she had to fully rely on financial advisors, although she was never really sure whether they're just selling her products that are in their interest and whether it's actually in her interest. But within just 5 weeks, she felt equipped to be able to understand how to take action, how to make her own investments, and also just to decipher the jargon. Her only complaint was that the course didn't exist in her 20s, and it's something that she wished she had done 20 years earlier. This is the third and final part to our 3-part series on the financial freedom formula. In part 1, I talked about what to increase in order to build wealth. In part 2, we looked at the things that you need to decrease in order to stop slowing yourself down. And today we talk about the results. What financial freedom actually gives you, and why it's more about independence than money. And if you want to learn more about financial freedom and how to achieve it, sign up for my upcoming free masterclass. Follow the link in the description. When you increase and reduce the right things, that's when your wealth building formula starts working, because it becomes streamlined and things start to happen much easier and much faster than before. Here's what's on the other side of getting your increases and your decreases right. This is the core of financial freedom. It's not about quitting work, because let's be honest, what would you do with yourself the whole day if you've retired very early? It's more about having control over your time and how you spend it, and choosing to work on your terms so that you get to say no to toxic jobs or clients. Take a sabbatical if you need to, take time off if your family or your kids need you, and also choose to work part-time, freelance, or start something new if that's what you want to do. Autonomy means owning your time. Some people only reach this point much later in their lives. Others reach it very early, and unfortunately, some people might never get there. They might be forced to retire, but it won't be an enjoyable retirement. It would be filled with financial stress that they either put a burden on their kids or they can not maintain a decent living during their retirement years. I really want to prevent a case like that for you. So the important thing here is it is possible for any person, regardless of their earning capacity or their career, to start implementing a formula that allows them to build financial freedom. Because if you have the confidence to start taking charge of your finances and knowing that your investments are working for you and that you also have a plan around how much money you're putting towards your investments and automating as much as possible, that's a very empowering action. It can actually be life-changing. It's not some random thing that you do where you're just buying ETFs and looking at what the stock market does and then, oh, should I buy more of this? Should I sell this? That's not what it's about. You have to have the confidence and the knowledge and, of course, the behavior for consistency to take educated risk so that your money can grow efficiently, but also so that you protect yourself on the downside, which is especially important as you age and you move closer to retirement, so that you don't take maximum risk, which means not buying crypto meme coins, by the way, or single stock investments, or constantly analyzing and day trading. It's actually much more about buying a diversified portfolio of ETFs, but not only equity ETFs, which have more volatility, also bond ETFs. And with knowledge comes the knowledge of understanding how stock markets work and that they are volatile, so that you don't panic when the stock market is down, because there will be times when the stock market is down. Right now we are experiencing all-time highs in the stock market, but it's not always going to be like this. So you need to understand how the stock market works and also stay committed to your plans, not panic and not sell your shares when the market is down. But one of the most important things I've seen is, even with some of the smartest investors, it's so important to have a plan and a goal in place, because every contribution that you make towards your future plans and your retirement, or whatever your future goals might be, kids' education or buying a holiday home somewhere, whatever that is for you, you have to have a plan. How much and where and what is this money for? How much am I putting into this account? And perhaps I'm splitting my portfolio into different accounts and each one has a goal, because that's what I specifically do. I have a goal for, this is my retirement money. This is money for a future house that we're going to buy. That's a different story that I need to explain later in a different video. But it's so empowering to know that every cent I put away every month has a purpose and I know exactly what it's for. So I'm actually at this point, and I honestly think it's within everyone's ability to reach this point where money matters actually excite you and not intimidate you, so that you don't feel anxious about it. Because when I see this kind of transformation in the people that complete my course, that is incredible. It's probably one of the most rewarding things of what I do. Take, for example, Shantae, who recently completed my course. She was so surprised at how enjoyable she found this topic and learning about investing and money, that she said she can't help but be passionate about the topic now. And I honestly think that my passion for this rubs off on my course participants. And I think what's really empowering is once you have a plan and you have compounding working in your favor and your investing timeline is 20, 30 or 40 years. By the way, that doesn't mean that it's too late for you to start if you're 50 years old, for example, or 60 years old. I have a lot of people that are in the 50 and 60 year age bracket that also complete my course and still get a lot of value from it. You still have 10, 20 or even 30 years to have your money work for you. So a few quick steps to follow is, I'm assuming you've paid off all your high cost debts. The next thing would be to have an emergency fund that you've built up, which is your buffer for in case something goes wrong, so that you don't have to go into debt for unplanned medical expenses or repairs or anything that happens to your pets or your kids, for example. Then you need to max out your tax smart accounts, because most countries have an option for you where you can invest in a tax smart way. Those amounts are usually limited because they don't give you unlimited tax-free investments. They want to encourage you to invest, but they don't want to completely have you save on taxes forever. And then your next step, after you've maxed out your tax smart investment accounts, would be to start building up your diversified ETF portfolio. And that could be building a local or an offshore portfolio. And it would typically involve a few ETFs, because it is as easy as getting exposure to thousands of companies all across the world through the click of a button and just buying one unit in an ETF, but also getting some exposure to bond or other low risk investments. And the next step, which is very important for compounding, is reinvesting your returns. Because if you have dividends or interest that's being paid out, or even if you have property investments that make a rental profit, you need to reinvest that money and buy more assets in order for your money to compound and grow exponentially over time. So when you reach your financial freedom number or your retirement age, it could be as simple as living off of your dividends or interest, also very likely selling off some of your capital gains and realizing your capital gains, and having a plan in place on how much your unit you're selling off every year, and then living off of those investments and those gains, which is where the 4% rule comes in. And I've got a video on that if you want to understand that a little bit better. Because if you can reach your financial freedom number according to the 4% rule, then you will very likely have an investment account that will at least last you 30 years during your retirement. But also in a best case scenario, if the stock market does do really well during your retirement, and then that's something that you would pass over to the next generation. So when your wealth reaches the exponential growth stage, you get into a position where your investments are growing at a rate that's higher than the contributions you're making towards your investment accounts. Now you know that you're not just saving for retirement, you're actually building wealth that's probably going to outlive you. And this opens up serious financial options. And it's something where my investment portfolio is now touching on, where I know that I make more money from my investments than I would probably be making from a corporate job, which obviously depends on the job and how much they would pay. But it gives me a lot of options because I can now choose the kind of work that I want to do. And it opens up options for potentially buying a property or scaling down my working hours when I have another child. And it just gives you much more freedom in terms of options, because I can't see myself completely stop working ever, because I think I would go crazy. But it's just great to know that I have these options. Although, to be honest with you, I'm not touching my investments. I'm not selling any of them, because for me now, I'm really starting to reach the compounding, the exponential growth stage. So I don't want to touch it because it's really growing on itself right now. And more than anything, I'm continuing to contribute to those investments. But it gives me a certain peace of mind to know that I have those options. So I have that freedom in my mind. Like Yaku, a South African doctor who took my investing course, he was actually one of the first ones that completed my course when I just launched it. He told me that he always disliked engaging with financial advisors because he always felt like they were just trying to sell him some products. And because he had a very competitive salary, he felt like when he spoke to them, they just saw this opportunity of getting him to sign up to different products. And after doing my course, it all finally made sense to him. He could finally understand what kind of products he was being pitched and how to identify the fees, but also be able to actually take some of these actions himself so that he can start building up his own investment portfolio. And it's all much easier than he thought it would be, because there were just a few straightforward steps to follow and he could start taking charge and building his own investment portfolio. His only regret, similar to lots of people that complete the course, is that it didn't exist 10 years ago. So he would have started taking control much sooner. So more than anything for me, it's just that you should be empowered with the knowledge, and you can and should learn what to do, what not to do, what to look out for, because it's so hard to know who to trust in an environment where the information that's given to you is on purpose very complex, so that it seems extremely hard to understand and that you can't decipher it and you have to trust experts. And I just feel that it basically takes all of the power out of your hands, so that you feel, I don't really want to ask questions, I'm afraid to start digging, and I don't really know what to ask for. I can't even understand the reports that I'm getting. I honestly think that your money is such an important part of your life, of building a life that's on your terms and that gives you freedom, that you cannot just take this big responsibility of understanding your money and planning for your future and just hand that over to someone else. Although I know that a lot of people wish it was as easy, but unfortunately it's something that you need, well, I think it's fortunate, but it's something that you need to take control of, and it can actually be a very empowering and fun and exciting experience. It doesn't have to be dreadful. So you don't have to outsource your financial future. Hopefully you understand from this video that you shouldn't be outsourcing it, because you don't need permission from anyone. You can actually take full control of this journey of investing, of your financial future, without having external inputs. Of course, you need to educate yourself as much as possible, but I just want to plant the seed that in your mind that it is possible, because I think some people have never even thought that it is possible for them to take control of their investments. And you absolutely don't have to know every detail about the stock market and analyzing stocks and constantly looking at it every day. I honestly check in on my investment portfolio once a month, and that is when I make contributions to it and I buy my ETFs. And that's even not a necessary step, because all of that can be automated, but I still enjoy doing that. So all you need is a simple, proven plan, a few hours to set it up, and then the confidence to take the first step. Because when you start investing your own money, it's honestly one of the most empowering financial decisions you can make. It puts you in control, and a bonus is it removes unnecessary costs. And if you're worried that it's too late or you're too behind, don't worry, you're not. The best time to start investing was 20 years ago or yesterday. But the second best time is today. So if this video has given you even just a tiny little push to start taking control of your finances, and you want to keep that momentum, here's how. You can join my upcoming masterclass. That's 90 minutes. It's free and it's filled and packed with a lot of value, and I'm sure you're going to love it. I hope to see you there, and you can sign up using the link in the description. See you next time.